promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 405-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
CaribJet, the most experienced travel agency company in Grenada, serving our clients and businesses for over 40 years. IATA accredited, we issue tickets on 280 airlines, representatives for Condor, the German airlines, and main agents for Virgin, KLM and Air France. We're specialists to the Middle East. Walk in to our ticket office at Maurice Bishop Highway, call 439-4444, WhatsApp 534-7755 or visit caribjet.com.
Fit for Life presents Subway Fitness Revolution 10, The Storm. Strikes at Monrouge Playing Field beginning Monday, 10th July. Monday to Thursday from 5 p.m. $60 gets you on the inside with 4 weeks of fitness and fun activities led by a team of local and international fitness experts. Activities include aerobics, dancercise, fitness challenges, height, and our signature and highly anticipated Raw Day event. Attractive prizes and giveaways. Get fit and healthy. Lose weight. Build stamina for the summer and get in shape for Spice Mass 23. Register today at Fit for Life Medical in Grandhands or Standard Bookstore on Lucas Street, St. George. 16 days of health and fitness activities. We shift towards national health and wellness. Grenada Fitness Revolution 10, The Storm. Endorsed by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Fitness Revolution 10 is sponsored by Subway Grenada, Dasani Water, Powerade, Vitamalt, Antillian Insurance, Flow, Greens Automotive, Pineapple Marketing and Communication, Allied Laboratories, Captain Harris Apartments, MTV, Emporio Grenada Limited, Sign Wizard, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, and Oro Mass Band.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Grenada, the time has come for you to show your son Talpri the love and respect for his contribution over the years. This is Pre-Day.
I am the job boss, certain things I end up. If I say to rent the place, then I will pay the damn cost.
Talpri turns 50, a celebration of life, the black and the gold edition. Wednesday, August 9th, the National Stadium, supported by Voice and the Top 5 Band. Lyrical.
Look at how it arch.
Ola Tunji. Farmer Nappy. King Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Groupie. Nyla Blackman.
I've been patient and I've been waiting.
Problem Child.
Watch out, that crazy people jumping up in the car.
And a special guest appearance from 2 of the biggest soca superstars coming for Pre-Day.
Jump on this one. Jump on this one.
And all the Grenada superstars. Celebrity guest host, West Indies cricketer Dwayne Bravo. Get your $100 regular tickets or VIP $600 tickets now or pay more later. Gates open at 10 p.m. Showtime 11. Grenada. This is Pre-Day.
Clear your calendars, Grenada. The Biggest White is back Sunday, August 13. A night like no other. And the best part, no work the next day.
Don't tell me about work in the morning unless we talking hard work. Wine and jam.
Guess the band is ready to set the night on fire with another unforgettable performance. Joining guests, we have Skinny Fabulous. And for the first time in Grenada, Adam O. Prepare for a night of non-stop energy and mass. We're taking you straight into Juve, literally. We've got more surprises with our star-studded cast, including Mr. Killer and your favorite local headliners. Tickets are now $100 and are available from Go to Fete and Sunshine Promotion box offices island-wide. For the ultimate experience, VIP tickets are $500. This is the Biggest White. Get your tickets now. The Biggest White, where legends are made, memories are created, and the spirit of Grenada comes alive.
Boy, anything you can do. Show me the baddest thing you can do.
Are you ready to make history? Get your tickets now.
Don't tell me about behavior. Do me a favor, don't put me in no jail now. Do me a favor, don't tell me about behavior. Do me a favor. Yo, last time that I check, we just mash up all fit. Last time that I check, whole party get wrecked. Last time that I check, everybody in sweat. Last time that I check.
Hello and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Monday, the 24th of July. The news headlines are in association with Courts Grenada Limited.
Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Whenever we touching the vacancy, we just climb over the gate and see.
Boom! It's carnival time at Courts Ready Cash. So visit your nearest Courts Ready Cash for instant carnival prizes, tickets, and much more with your loan of $3,000 or over. Come home to Courts Ready Cash this carnival season and enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, a payslip, your job letter, and 2 references. Simple as that. Follow Ready Cash on Facebook and Instagram for your updates and in our in-store carnival parties and our carnival workout session. It's time for carnival at Courts Ready Cash. Visit shopcourts.com for details. Come home to Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are.
Everybody push something in the air.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Coming up in the news this evening, a St. David resident gets 5 years and 11 months behind bars for manslaughter. Sunday morning fire destroys a house in Tempe. Zeal crowned the 2023 Kids Soca Monarch. And in sport, Team Grenada smashes 4x1 relay record at the Windward Island School Games. We'll have details to those and other stories, a look to at the public forecast information, all coming up for you right after the break. Stay with us.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to your compliments Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Good evening, I'm Tony Julian with the details. Alan Thomas, also known as Cabbage, was sentenced at the No. 2 High Court on Monday before Justice Paula Guilford. Our news team visited the court and filed this report.
The 47-year-old Alan Thomas will spend the next 5 years and 11 months behind bars for the stabbing death of 55-year-old Angus Blesdale, also known as Snackett. Thomas was represented by defense lawyer Jerry Edwin, who in an earlier interview with MTV said the presiding judge requested a social inquiry report before sentence is handed down in the matter. On February 24th, Edwin offered a plea in mitigation to the court in preparation for sentencing. After Monday's hearing, Edwin said his clients received a reduced sentence because of his character.
Good character. Prior to this, he had good character. But he had spent 3 years and about 24, 25 days on remand at Her Majesty's prison. That time was deducted from the sentence so that it ultimately came down to 5 years and 11 months. If we do not include the time he spent on remand, it would have been 8 years and 11 months. But the law says that you deduct the time a person spends on remand, that he did not attend the shop in St. David's with a weapon, that he was not aware that he had struck a fatal blow to the deceased. When the court considered all of that, and the nominal sentence she started from, which was 12 years, and as I indicated, that has been reduced by the time spent on remand for his good character.
Thomas pleaded guilty to manslaughter in January 2023 for the July 10, 2020 stabbing. Reports are that he surrendered at the St. David's police station mere hours after the incident. His lawyer says it was a case of self-defense.
But the facts here show that he was legitimately acting in self-defense. Of course, we do lament the fact that, yet again, another one of our precious lives was lost through violence. The court determined that the culpability of Alan Thomas in causing the death of Mr. Blesdale was minimal, in that he did not go to the scene with a weapon. And in being choked, he reacted. Mr. Thomas, though responsible for the death of Mr. Blesdale, had provided sufficient evidence that his act was not premeditated.
While serving his sentence at His Majesty's prison, Thomas will undergo counseling for alcohol abuse and anger management. MTV News, Vanessa Pancho.
Devon Parish of Golf Course St. George was sentenced to 8 years in prison for maiming following an incident 3 years ago. Parrish was represented by attorney at law Jerry Edwin.
The court has required Mr. Parrish to pay $4,000 in compensation after the year and after 1 year, and to engage in rehabilitation for anger management. Quite appropriate in the circumstances.
Edwin has been very vocal about the recent increase in violence among young men, highlighting the importance of conflict resolution.
The police, we must inform our young men and our community, are empowered to resolve issues of conflict so that violence does not become the final result. And so we are seeing increases in violence simply because young men want to take the law into their own hands. And today the judge sent a signal, another signal, that the court will treat seriously with those persons. In spite of claims of provocation, the court will sentence you to a long-term tenancy at Richmond Hill Prison for committing acts of violence. Whether you claim you retaliate, whether you claim you were provoked, the fact is, the law says if you have time to retreat, please, young men, step away. Contact the police. Because if you do react, Devon Parrish is an example of how the court will handle these matters. Mr. Parrish was sentenced to 8 years and multiple months at Richmond Hill Prison for maiming this morning. The other case the court heard...
Hold on, tell us about the conditions attached to his sentence. He has to pay compensation and so on.
Parrish was sentenced in the No. 2 High Court on Monday. A display of budding talent and keen competition during Saturday's Kids Sokanwana competition, where 8 promising artists prove that Grenada's culture is in safe hands. Let's get the details in this report.
You have a flag, you have a rock, flag, flag, flag. Big television and the road is at his bed, we know it is bed. Every place was that on the show, that is at his bed.
From People's Choice to the 2023 Kids Soca Monarch, it was indeed a display on stage as the 16-year-old Raziel Frederick of Guave, known by his stage name Zeal, was crowned on Saturday night at Progress Park in St. Andrew. The St. John's Christian Secondary School student wowed the crowd with his soca hit display, capturing the crown with 238 points.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out and support me. I want to thank the whole Zeal team and everybody else. Yeah.
Zeal is no stranger to the music studio or the big stage. In 2022, he competed with his track The Dream, and although he did not gain a spot in the top 3, he was awarded the People's Choice. He has big plans and says his appetite for music and performing is expanding.
If they like singing and they want to be a part of singing, the best advice to give them is try. Without trying, there's nothing. You must try to get through. The way I put it, I'm confident in myself. So the way I think, the way I do.
Yeah. In second position was Young Mad, third position Dax, and fourth, the only female in competition, Black Barbie. People's Choice was awarded to Technical. For MTV News, I am Lishel Murray.
A family of 3 is left to pick up the pieces after their dwelling in Tempe was destroyed by fire on Sunday morning. They've since relocated, however, they are in need of assistance in rebuilding. Sheldon Roach has that story.
What was once home for 2 adults and 1 child is no more, following an early morning fire on Sunday. Denise Phillip was at home with her son and grandson when the blaze started.
I went in the kitchen and I put my chicken in the oven, and then I walked back to the drawing room to check on my phone, which was in the living room by the TV. So I was standing by the phone, checking the phone, and then I noticed the flicker in the room, my room. And So I had to drop the phone, wake him up, wake my grandson up. He was in his room. My grandson was in the living room right there on the couch. And we was like, fire, fire. And he jumped up in his sleep, and we tried dousing with water, but it was already, it was already ablaze.
Reports are that despite speedy response from the fire department, it took nearly 1 hour before the flames were completely out. Although everything was lost in the fire, family members are grateful that there were no injuries.
Everything in the room was gone. His stuff, practically everything was gone also, because after I left my room, it went lick away the drawing room. Everything in the drawing room was burnt. And then, well, the house, all the smoke, the smut and the smoke and everything got into everything else. And the kitchen started burning also, because the fridge was melting and everything was terrible.
The family intends to regroup and create a plan to acquire all that is needed to rebuild their lives. They now live with Miss Phillips' daughter. However, this arrangement is temporary, and they are seeking assistance in this troubled time.
I mean, we have little, but we would glad if we would get a little help, a little support from, I don't know, whoever.
I mean, if anyone knows anywhere to live, we're currently looking for a 2-bedroom apartment to live right now. So if anybody knows anywhere, that would be helpful. Yeah. She has nothing, so any women's clothing will be much appreciated until we could figure out what to do and how to move forward.
Investigations continue into the cause of the fire. I am Sheldon Roach, reporting for MTV News.
Well, that's the first segment of the news for this Monday evening. We'll be right back with you after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Isn't there something you've always wanted but just can't afford? The National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Jackpot is $146,000. Play today for chances at fulfilling that dream. Lotto. Play and win a lot of money.
Come for you to show your son Talprey the love and respect for his contribution over the years. This is Pre-Day.
I am the job boss, certain things I end off. If I say to rent the place, then I will pay the damn cost.
Opry turns 50, a celebration of life, the black and the gold edition. Wednesday, August 9th, the National Stadium, supported by Voice and the Top 5 Band. Lyrical.
Look at how it arch.
Ola Twinji. Farmer Nappy.
Right there in the backyard.
Fight King Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Groupie. Nyla Blackman.
I've been patient and I've been waiting.
Problem Child.
What's got that crazy people jumping up in the back?
And a special guest appearance from two of the biggest soca superstars coming for Pre-Day.
Jump on his butt. Jump on his butt.
And all the Grenada superstars. Celebrity guest host, West Indies cricketer Dwayne Bravo. Get your $100 regular tickets or VIP $600 tickets now or pay more later. Gates open at 10 p.m. Showtime 11. Grenada. This is Pre-Day.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by using energy-saving bulbs? CFLs and LEDs use up to 75% less energy than your traditional bulbs, and they even last 10 to 25 times longer. Over time, consider switching to more energy-efficient CFLs and LEDs, which can help lower your electricity bill. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by using energy-saving bulbs. What can you do?
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
Clear your calendars, Grenada. The biggest white is back Sunday, August 13th. A night like no other. And the best part, no work the next day.
Don't tell me about work in the morning unless we're talking hard work. Wine and jam.
Guess the band is ready to set the night on fire with another unforgettable performance. Joining guests, we have Skinny Fabulous. And for the first time in Grenada, Adam O. Prepare for a night of non-stop energy and mass. We're taking you straight into Juve, literally. We've got more surprises with our star-studded cast, including Mr. Killer and your favorite local headliners. Tickets are now $100 and are available from GoToFet and Sunshine Promotion box offices island-wide. For the ultimate experience, VIP tickets are $500. This is the biggest white. Get your tickets now. The biggest white, where legends are made, memories are created, and the spirit of Grenada comes alive.
Boy, anything you can do. Show me the baddest thing you can do.
Are you ready to make history? Get your tickets now.
The second segment of the MTV Evening News comes to you in association with the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited.
Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited has the credit cards to suit your needs. Choose any one of our 3 Visa credit cards, Classic, Infinite, or Signature, and enjoy the affordability, security, and convenience they all offer. Get value for your money with Visa Reward Points. The more you spend, the more points you earn. Co-op Bank is giving you options. You have the choice. We've got the cards. Tailor-made just for you. Visit www.grenadacoopbank.com for more information, or call or visit any one of our retail banking units.
Welcome home.
Welcome back. A quiet day in front of the Republic Bank Grenada Melville Street branch for the first time in 4 weeks. The bank's clerical and non-clerical staff officially ended strike action on Monday following the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, between the bank and General Workers Union and the bank's management. A release from the union stated that 17 articles were settled upon, and workers will benefit from the following: increases in meal allowances, on-call allowances and traveling, compassionate leave, salary increases of 10.25% over a 4-year period, payment of docked salaries, paternity leave quantum, and severance and terminal benefit quantum. 3 hours of prayer and worship in remembrance of Grenada's most recent cases of suicide and murder. The service, held at the St. David's Catholic Church, was led by one of the 7 beauties in this year's National Carnival Queen pageant. Let's get more in this report.
A solemn moment led by Queen contestant Amoni Francis. Her hope is that young people will speak out and not be ashamed to seek help. Her admonition comes amid rising concern in many quarters over recent suicides and violent acts involving the youthful population.
I saw the need for including God and including prayer as we go through this difficult time in our country. Now more than ever, we need to get right with God, and we need to ensure that our spirituality is at its best so that we can get through whatever difficulties that we may be facing during this time.
Sunday service was held to send messages of hope and togetherness to those suffering from depression or dealing with suicide ideation. Francis believes a kind word or smile can go a long way.
Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. I know that it's easier said than done, and somebody suffering from, let's say, for example, depression might be looking at this and saying, girl, it's not that easy. But I'm urging you to just take the step and just reach out. There are plenty of resources and persons, professionals, who can help you get through this time of difficulties. So I just urge persons, whatever it is that you may be facing, don't be afraid. Reach out and get the help that is needed, because we value your life and we want you to be alive right now.
Grenada has recorded 6 suicides for the year 2023, 4 males and 2 females.
But Lord, we stand in the gap in the spiritual realm on the authority of your word, and we pray, Lord, that you're going to save them. We pray that you're going to save them, Lord. I pray that our rates in Grenada are going to decline. I pray that our young people, Lord, they're going to receive holistic healing, not just mentally, but physically and spiritually, Lord, and emotionally, God. We're going to be well in body so that we can live out that purpose that you would have called us for.
MTV News, Donessa Pantru.
Hospitality professionals representing various hotels in Grenada successfully completed Grenada's leg of the Caribbean Supercharged Service Training Program. The training was held at the Grenada Trade Center from the 12th to the 21st of this month, July, with an aim to improve the island's tourism and hospitality package. We have more in this report.
190 persons participated in the 8-day program dubbed Supercharged Training Series and received certificates of completion during Friday's official closing ceremony. Chief Executive Officer of GHTA, Arlene Friday, encouraged participants to use the skills acquired to boost the tourism sector.
The industry needs you. We depend upon you. You are the future of tourism. And so when we say tourism, that means you. Everyone in this room today. So again, I want you to know that with the tools that you have at your disposal, you can make a significant impact, not just in yourselves, but in your establishments, and ultimately for Grenada, the destination, pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean.
The objective of the training is to arm participants with the skills to provide the most comfortable service in all avenues of tourism. Participants were trained in food and beverage, practical food safety, culinary food safety, customer service, accommodations, and diner care. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, the Honorable Andy Williams, spoke on the importance of this program.
Research have shown that in the Caribbean, there has been a mismatch between the skills needed and the skills provided. So this program here is bridging the gap, and I think this is a step in the right direction. It is up to you to make a difference in your organization, and I, from what I've seen here today, I am sure that you will do just that.
The minister also called for employers to acknowledge the level of work put in by participants.
And when we have folks taking this initiative, we should reward them. So this would not be meaningful if employers do not value it. So I implore on every employer here today, I implore on every employer listening who have a part to play in the tourism sector to please give credit where credit is due, and let's continue to encourage each and every one of you here in this room.
The Supercharged Training Series was a collaboration with the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association Education Foundation and was facilitated by Susan Shillingford Brooks and Louise John. I am Sheldon Roach, reporting for MTV News.
That's the second segment of the news. It came to you in association with the Grenada Cooperative Bank.
The second segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited.
Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited has the credit cards to suit your needs. Choose any one of our 3 Visa credit cards, Classic, Infinite, or Signature, and enjoy the affordability, security, and convenience they all offer. Get value for your money with Visa Reward Points. The more you spend, the more points you earn. Co-op Bank is giving you options. You have the choice. We've got the cards. Tailor-made just for you. Visit www.grenadacoopbank.com for more information or call or visit any one of our retail banking units.
Welcome home. The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by using energy-saving bulbs? CFLs and LEDs use up to 75% less energy than your traditional bulbs, and they even last 10 to 25 times longer. Over time, consider switching to more energy-efficient CFLs and LEDs, which can help lower your electricity bill. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by using energy-saving bulbs. What can you do?
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
Clear your calendars, Grenada. The biggest white is back Sunday, August 13th. A night like no other. And the best part, no work the next day.
Don't tell me about work in the morning, unless we're talking hard work. Wine and jam.
Guess the band is ready to set the night on fire with another unforgettable performance. Joining guests, we have Skinny Fabulous. And for the first time in Grenada, Adam O. Prepare for a night of non-stop energy and mass. We're taking you straight into Juve, literally. We've got more surprises with our star-studded cast, including Mr. Killer and your favorite local headliners. Tickets are now $100 and are available from Go to Fet and Sunshine Promotion box offices island-wide. For the ultimate experience, VIP tickets are $500. This is the biggest white. Get your tickets now. The biggest white, where legends are made, memories are created, and the spirit of Grenada comes alive.
Boy, anything you can do, show me the baddest thing you can do.
Are you ready to make history? Get your tickets now.
Business in 3 comes to you in association with GIDC, empowering the Spice Isle.
It's the MTV Evening News Monday. Let's now join host Donella Holston for this week's Business in 3.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this week's edition of MTV's Business in 3, sponsored by the GIDC. I am your host, Donella Hosten. Today we are speaking with Mr. Kelvin Henry, and he is the owner of Chematics Engineering. Now, Mr. Henry is going to tell us a little bit about his business and what he does and how he got into it. He's also going to speak to us about how the GIDC has helped him on this business venture. Welcome, Mr. Henry.
So my business, what I do is 3D printing, CNC machining, and also a host of other things like welding, aluminum welding, stainless steel, and prototyping.
Okay, so we've heard what it is that you do. How is it that you got into this sort of business? So just tell the viewers how it is that you got into this business of, the Chematics Engineering. You listed a lot of things that you do. So just tell us how it is that you got into this business.
So as a child growing up in Grenada, I was always interested in making things. When I was younger, we used to make scooters and a whole bunch of stuff out of the telephone wires and things like that. So I always had an interest in creating. I went to school for mechanical engineering, where I learned how to do a lot of things, such as 3D printing and more technical aspects of mechanical engineering. After that, I decided to use what I learned to create a business that would be beneficial to not only myself but the economy in Grenada. There are a lot of things that you can't find down here, certain parts that you and services that are not offered by many companies. So my company kind of fills that gap in a sense. So when I decided to register my business GIDC has been very beneficial from the start. I actually came here and they assisted me in registering my business, setting up every piece of document that I needed to really get started. They also helped with certain concessions that my business needed. For this part, I was lucky to be a beneficiary of this grant, which assisted me in getting raw material to create more products for my business.
This is where we come to the end of this week's edition of MTV's Business in 3, sponsored by the GIDC. I am your host, Donella Hosten.
The MTV Evening News for the 24th of July. Regional highlights are next.
Business in 3 came to you in association with GIDC, empowering the SPY side.
Do you have or plan to start a business or project in the agribusiness, tourism, health and wellness, ICT, or energy sectors? You too can qualify for investment incentives such as duty-free concessions, tax credits, and tax waivers and exemption. Just fill in the application form, submit all the relevant documents, and your application can be processed in as little as 7 days. It's that simple. Contact us today to know more about investment incentives.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Welcome back. Let's now join Clifton James for this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening. With tonight's Regional Roundup, I am Clifton James. In Antigua and Barbuda, lawyers representing the Antigua and Barbuda government say they have filed a cross-appeal indicating that the daughter of a Russian oligarch, Andrei Goyevo, has no proprietary rights or interest in preventing the sale of the multi-million-dollar luxury yacht Alfa Nero last month. Before the sale of the yacht, the government had indicated that no owner had stepped forward since the vessel had been sanctioned by the United States and the United Kingdom following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and discussions with the US government officials had taken place. However, two separate entities and individuals had claimed ownership interest in the luxury vessel, prompting legal actions. The High Court granted permission for a judicial review, but not an injunction to stop the sale of the 276-feet yacht, which was subsequently sold to a former senior Google executive, Eric Schmidt, on June the 16th for $67.6 million, beating out two other bidders. But Dr. David Dorset, the attorney representing Yulia Goyeva-Motlakov, who claims to own the yacht, late last month filed the appeal because the Port Authority Amendment Act allowed the government to take hold of his client's property, the Alfa Nero, without compensation, and that the act only permitted the port manager to take possession of the vessel but did not confer any title. Over in Guyana, a 32-year-old Chinese businessman of Diamond Public Road, East Bank de Marera, EBD, was on Saturday robbed of $6 million by 3 bandits armed with handguns. The businessman was identified as Wang Wei. The robbery occurred at about 2:30 in the morning. HGP Nightly News understands that the victim resides in the upper flat of a 3-story concrete building. The second flat is a storage room, while the lower flat is a hardware store. Investigators were told that about 8 p.m. on Friday, he closed his business and counted his sales, which amounted to $6 million. He said he took the money into his room and placed it into the black haversack. The victim stated that on Sunday he was aroused by someone shouting, "Where is the money?" The businessman said he was confronted by these 3 suspects who held him and his wife at gunpoint, tied their hands and feet and ransacked the room. The bandits found the money in the haversack and made good their escape. According to the police, the suspects gained entry by climbing into the northern roof and cutting a hole in the roof and ceiling. 2 sets of latent fingerprints were lifted from the DVR, which the suspects removed but forgot to take with them, instead leaving it behind, the police said. The victim claimed he managed to free himself and his wife and reported the matter to the police. Investigations are ongoing. In Trinidad, a 34-year-old man is suspected to have drowned in a pond in Rio Claro over the weekend. The bloated body of Oliver Charles of Rambrath Trace, Navet Village, Rio Claro, was discovered floating in the pond on Sunday. Dayanand Satnarayan Singh, 62, went to his camp at Rambrath Trace and saw the body floating in the nearby pond. Officers of the Rio Claro police, with assistance from undertakers, removed the body from the pond. A police report stated that it appeared to be in the early stages of decomposition with no obvious signs of injury. Charles's older sister, Fiola Charles, identified the body. Police inquiries revealed that Charles was last seen alive at around 10 p.m. on Friday. He appeared to be intoxicated. The body was taken to a funeral home. Pending an autopsy, Rio Claro police are investigating. You're up to date with the Regional Roundup. I am Clifton James.
This is the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supply, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Fit for Life presents its 11th annual Kids Summer Program 2023 with the theme Move Your Body, Stimulate Your Mind. From July 10th to August the 11th, 5 weeks of educational and fun activities for the kids ages 3 to 14. Executed by certified, experienced teachers, fitness trainers, and other professionals. Activities include physical fitness, diet, nature walks, martial arts, lessons in renewable energy, food safety and security, recycling, reducing and reusing renewable energy, healthy cooking, fitness and nutrition, games, career building, academics, and so much more. Only $290 EC. Sibling discounts and early bird specials available. For more information, call 404-9355, 405-9357 or 439-3488. Fit for Life's Kids Summer Program. Move your body, stimulate your mind.
Grenada, the time has come for you to show your son Talprey the love and respect for his contribution over the years. This is Pre-Day.
I am the job boss, certain things I end off. If I say to rent the place, then I will pay the damn cost.
Talprey turns 50, a celebration of life, the black and the gold edition. Wednesday, August 9th, the National Stadium, supported by Voice and the Top 5 Band. Lyrical.
Look at how it arch.
Ola Tunji. Mama Nappy. King Ding Dong. Groupie. Nyla Blackman.
I've been patient and I've been waiting.
Problem Child.
Watch out, that crazy people jumping up in the car.
And a special guest appearance from 2 of the biggest soca superstars coming for Pre-Day. And all the Grenada superstars. Celebrity guest host, West Indies cricketer Dwayne Bravo. Get your $100 regular tickets or VIP $600 tickets now or pay more later. Gates open at 10 p.m. Showtime 11. Grenada. This is Pre-Day.
Team Grenada smashes 4x1 relay record at the Windward Islands School Games. Details to that and other stories coming up for you in our sporting segment.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
evening to you, sporting fans. Here now is Sheldon Roach with this evening's sporting highlights.
The CBN Windward Island Schools Games held its opening ceremony on Saturday at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, with all the athletes from St. Lucia, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada representing their country to the fullest. Speaking at the opening ceremony was the acting coordinator of sports, Jerry Alexis.
We at the ministry understand the importance of sports, and for such would have taken the opportunity to go on with these games. We hope at the end of these games today, which is going to be taking place for the next 8 days, that we're going to have game, competition, and rivalry.
Representing the title sponsor of CBN Winlot is General Manager Cindy Henry.
Given to you is the opportunity to represent your islands, but more so, it is also important, given that it is the opportunity for you to represent yourselves and your teammates. So show us what you're built of. Fascinate us with your talents and even your shared hard work.
Honorable Ron Redhead also shared some remarks and declared the game's opening.
Each athlete standing here today must be prepared to contribute to victory, but you should also be prepared to learn collective lessons from a possible defeat. Regardless of the outcome, I say be bold, be fearless, and be true to the passion that drives you. Remembering that it is not just about winning medals, but with every step, every throw, every jump, and every race, they represent the hopes and dreams of a brighter future, not just for yourselves, but for your country and our region in the area of sports. And so I hereby declare the Windward Island School Games of 2023 officially open, and let the games begin, and may the best team win. Thank you very much, and one love.
Cultural performances were done by students from different secondary schools under the Ministry of Culture mentorship programs. Team Grenada smashes the game's record in the girls 4x100 meter relay at the CBN Winlot Windward Island Schools Games on Sunday. Alia Guidry, Shantae Augustine, Shaphonia Houston, and Kemisha Dominique completed the race in 46.79 seconds to break a record which stood since 1997. Here are some highlights of that race.
Shaphonia Houston for Grenada in lane 4. They're up and running. A nice clean start here to the 4x100 meters for girls. Shaphonia Houston making up the start nicely over St. Lucia here and catching up on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Grenada hands over first. Shantae Augustine it is for Grenada. Running well is Shantae Augustine. And for St. Vincent is Gail and John. Gail and John getting good grounds here on Shantae Augustine and hands over first. It's very close in, but here comes for Grenada, Kemisha Dominic.
It's actually Shaphonia Houston.
Shaphonia Houston. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Shaphonia Houston for Grenada. They final over Grenada in the lead here. Let's see what happens. St. Lucia fumbles the baton. But Grenada in the lead here. It's going to be difficult to catch Grenada now. Grenada is going to win it. The 4x100 meter relay wins comfortably indeed. St. Lucia placed in second and St. Vincent and the Grenadines in third position.
Now for an update on basketball games played in the Windward Island School Games 2023 on the 23rd of July at the Library Indoor Sporting Facility. In the men's division, Game 1, Dominica defeated St. Vincent and the Grenadines 104 points to 43. Leading for Dominica was number 7 Jimal Peltier with 21 points, 18 rebounds, 7 block shots, 1 assist and 2 steals. Number 12 Yawani Regis with 16 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists and 2 steals. Leading for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, number 2 Shaquille Salby with 15 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. In game number 2, Grenada defeated St. Lucia 63 points to 56. Leading for Grenada, number 13 Michael Chackley with 13 points, 16 rebounds, 5 block shots, 2 assists and 3 steals. Number 7 Jasper Fletcher with 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist and 4 steals. For St. Lucia, number 8 Darnell Amedy with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Number 14 had Jeannie Ferdinand with 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. I am Sheldon Roach, reporting for MTV News.
Thank you, Sheldon, for the latest sporting highlights there. And viewers, when we return, we'll have the public forecast information for you, and then a recap of the headlines.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We believe in possibilities. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Monday evening, viewers, and welcome back with the nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Dwayne Williams. Significant activity over the Eastern Caribbean today as the low pressure system and the tropical wave moved into the area. The convection ahead of those systems continues to bring heavy showers and thunder showers throughout the islands. The wave is going to pass through the islands tonight, and that low pressure with it has a 20% chance of development within the next 48 hours. Upper level conditions are a bit unfavorable at the moment for further intensification, but we must keep our eye on this system. It's expected to move through the islands tonight and into tomorrow, bringing heavy showers and gusty winds and thunderstorms. Some dense haze in the Far Eastern Atlantic and another tropical wave heading our way. We can see the location of the center of tropical disturbance. One, it is moving slowly towards the sorry, I shouldn't say slow, it is moving towards the west at about 20 miles per hour, and slow development is possible during the next couple of days. So we can expect locally heavy rains and strong gusty winds together with some thunderstorms. Early on we saw the significant cloudiness here with that system as it continues to affect the islands. Going to do so tonight, lots of thunderstorms. So we are in for those heavy showers during the nighttime, into the morning and into Tuesday. Radar images from early on show significant convection all around the islands. We may see a break in during the early part of the night, but those showers would continue to pick up very strong, very heavy during the night time. The forecast for tonight, of course, occasional showers, some heavy, and we of course expect thunder. The winds will be northeasterly between 5 and 10 miles per hour, gusting in and around those showers. Minimum temperature around 23. The moon, it is up, it's going to set at 11:14 tonight and rise tomorrow at 11:54. More showers on Tuesday. Winds then will shift around to become southeasterly and blow between 12 and 22 miles per hour. Seas picking up a bit moderate to slightly choppy 4 to 6 foot waves. Sunrise is 5:52 and sunset 6:34. Temperature tomorrow, the cloudiness around will rise only to around 28 and feel like 28. Thunderstorms are expected in both Port of Spain and Bridgetown. The sunshine can be found in Kingston and Miami. Thunderstorms also for New York and partly cloudy skies in London. As the week progresses, there is about a 70% chance of some more showers lingering into Wednesday. Conditions are going to improve gradually at first and then very quickly. Thursday, also about a 50% chance of showers, but generally fair conditions. Becoming partly cloudy for the weekend. We're keeping our eyes on that also to see if any showers will develop at that time. So expect showers on Wednesday and Thursday. Far fewer, of course, and improvement from Friday into the weekend and into the next week. That is it for me for Monday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Remember, you can join me again right here on Tuesday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. A St. David resident has gotten 5 years and 11 months behind bars for manslaughter. A Sunday morning fire has destroyed a house in Tempe. Zeal has been crowned the 2023 Kids Soca Monarch. And in sport, Team Grenada has smashed 4x1 relay records at the Windward Island School Games. We've had details to those and other stories I look to at the public forecast information. And so now on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We all thank you for viewing and wish you a good night.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Helena Paul, also known as Auntie Mina, of Boca St. George, who resided at Petmotar St. David, passed away on Thursday, July 6, 2023, at the age of 101. She was the mother of Floris Bowen, Leroy Pascal, also known as Piano, Gemma, Hilly, and Gregory Paul, also known as Battery, grandmother of 21, great-grandmother of many, including Brené, Keon, Amaya, and Carrie Francis, great-great-grandmother of 9, mother-in-law of Andrea Pascal, grandmother-in-law of Marvin Phillip, aunt of many including Lethan and Noreen Pascal, Ann James and family, Wilbert Pascal of Willis, Vida and Andy Lewis, Amy, Brian, Alban and Carl Strawn, Keith and Claire Stuperville, and Cynthia MacDonald, godmother of Martin Lazarus, grand aunt of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends, including Mr. and Mrs. Horsford of Hope, Raymond Julian, Raymond Telesford, Rachel Phillip, Anne Jacob, Davis Joseph, cousin Teresa, Marjorie Lazarus and family, the MacDonald family, Deacon Cecil St. Louis and family, the Pascal and Superville families of Willis, the Strawn and Bartholomew families of Boca and Lamode, the Paul family of Boca and Happy Hill, and friends and neighbors in the United Kingdom, Canada, Italy, the USA, Boca, Petmotar, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Helena Paul, also known as Auntie Mina of Boca St. George, who resided at Petmotar St. David, will take place on Tuesday, 25th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Beaulieu Roman Catholic Church, and interment will be at the Beaulieu Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Cynthia Codrington, also known as Linty of Lower Marley St. Patrick, passed away on Sunday 25th June 2023 at the age of 88. She was the mother of Chester Charles, Evelyn, Angela and Desmond Codrington, grandmother of Rosanna and Jade McIntosh, Leo John Codrington Lambert, Sean Codrington Lambert, Jaden John Costa Codrington, Aaron John Luke Costa Codrington, and Poppy Santos Costa Codrington. Sister of Derica, Daniel, Derek and Findlay Charles, Damien Boven Charles, and Seafroy Charlie Charles. Mother-in-law of Hermelin, Ethel and Vivian Charles, Sheila Nooks, Felix Lambert, Sonia McIntosh, and Katerina Santos. Aunt of many including Vicklin Rayburn, Sharon Cottel, Waverly George, Ian Charles, Gillian Findlay, Claudia Sardine, Charmaine John, and Courtney Charles. Godmother of Deborah Green, Yvonne Dallas, Benita Roberts, Deborah Dodds, and Glynis McQueen Simon. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends, including Lynn and Julie Barito, Kathy and Keith Thomas, Ann Gill, Elsa, Ira Dodds, Patricia Isaac, Paulette Bullen, Shirley Garman, Marie Raymond, Bridget and Margaret Noel, and friends and neighbours of Lower Marley and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Cynthia Codrington, also known as Linty, of Lower Marley St. Patrick, will take place on Tuesday 25th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Satires Roman Catholic Church, and entombment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. It is with deep sadness, but also a deep sense of appreciation for her life, that the family of Dame Monica Teresa Joseph, CBE, DBE, LLD, announces her passing on Thursday, 6th July 2023 at the General Hospital in the town of St. George in Grenada at the age of 89. Dame Monica Teresa Joseph was the first appointed female High Court judge and Justice of Appeal of the West Indies Associated States Supreme Court, now known as the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. She was appointed as Deputy Governor General of Grenada and has served various island states governments and commissions of the region, including the Integrity Commission of Grenada and the Public Service Commission as chairman in both instances. Dame Monica is survived by sisters Patricia Joseph Revere in the UK, Jean Joseph Ortega in Canada, and Dr. Marguerite Joan Joseph in Grenada. Her nieces and nephews, Karen and Louis Ortega and Zara Ortega Beckles in Canada, Angela Riviere Berry, Bernard Riviere, Valerie Riviere Hughes, and Norma Joseph in England, Louisa, Gloria, Andrew, Thomas, Ricky, Janice, Monica and Raphael, and Stephen Joseph and Raphael Charles in Grenada, and Carlisle Batson, Kathleen, Desmond, and Andy Charles in the USA. Several grandnieces and nephews, including Yusuf, Khalif and Sharif Ortega Beckles, Louis Ortega Jr., and Jumal Ortega in Canada, Joseph Riviere Hughes, Simone Riviere, Letitia Draxler Riviere in the UK, Rihanna, Joshua, Vaughan, and Elana Joseph in Grenada. Her great-grandnephews in the UK, Denai, Enrique, Maxwell, and Miles. Other relatives including Mr. Joseph John and family of Montparnassus, Mrs. Joan Etienne and family of Calavini, the Honoré family in Grenada and Trinidad, including Reverend Terence Honoré, Mr. Anthony Cador and family of Concord, and the Joseph family of Calavini. Other colleagues and friends including Mr. Shane Brown in St. Vincent, Mrs. Najmi Nahus Saoud and family of Lansepine, Messrs. Darrell and Anya Braffett of Lansepine, and friends and neighbours at Tontine Terrace and Lansepine, the Right Honourable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Chief Justice Dame Janice Pereira, the Judiciary and members of the East Caribbean Supreme Court, Mr. Ruggles Ferguson, King's Counsel, members of the Integrity Commission of Grenada, Mrs. Glenys Roberts, Mr. Shane Brown, the Grenada chapter of Soroptimists of Great Britain and Ireland, the Catholic clergy and community in Grenada and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, caretakers including Sarah Coutain and Rashida Joseph. The funeral service for the late Justice Dame Monica Joseph will take place on Tuesday, 25th July at 1:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George's, and entombment will be at the St. Valentine's Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Shawnee Tamara Tahira Pascal of Woburn St. George, former president of St. Michael the Archangel Woburn Parish Council, passed away on Monday, 10th July 2023. Left to mourn her mother Denise, siblings Karen, Amanda, Jason and Glenmar in Grenada, Trisha in Canada, and Kareem in the USA. Brothers-in-law Garvey in Grenada and Dwight in Canada. Nieces and nephews Kenya, Azariah and Dwight Jr. Godparents Noreen and Jennifer in the USA. Aunts and uncles Bernadette McMillan, Stafford, Derek and Wilma, Dunbar and Hazeland. Stepmom Eunice Sandy David. Godchildren Shanaika, Abijah, Naira and Rishon. Cousins Chris, Cletus, Martin, Keith, Marcy, Latoya, Renette, Krista, Sonia, Claude, Brian, Nicolette, Ted, Jamil, Kamal, Vidal, Rachelm, Johan and Georgie. Close friends Laurel Dufont Bartholomew, Carol Forbes, Andrea Vivag, Renisha, Cheryl Mason, Sharon, Fiona Sandy, Alicia, Brendan, Anderson, Vanessa, Miss Wilson, Alexandra, Kenisha Flavany, Rianne Phillip, Anne-Marie, Lynette, Roland, Marcia, Lisa, Ayanna Clarkson, Chris, Janelle Williams, Nigel, Yoland, Micah, The Boys on the Block, Bay Caribeños Mexican Group, and the 1993 graduating class of the St. Joseph's Convent. Other family and friends, the Charles, Richards, Thomas, Nimrod, Hercules, Mackenzie and Babs families, Everest and Jean Pascal of Mount Airy St. Paul's, Kenny Pascal and Betty of Montjalou, Judy Belmar and family, the Nurse and Braffett families, Margaret James and family, the Bell, Myland, Williams and Anthony families, Monica Pascal and family, Janie and Pascal, Marian Langine, Anne-Marie and Jenny, the Pascal family of Woburn, Springs, Willis, in Trinidad and Tobago, the USA, Canada and Grenada, the St. Bernard and Louison families, Cynthia Latouche and family, Georgia Maguire and family, the Roberts, Miller and Adonis families, Jenny Skeet, Pam, Avis Mason and family, Gail Purcell and the Marichou family, the Edwards, Strawn, Weeks and Macmillan families, members of St. Michael the Archangel Woburn Church Community, and members of St. Joseph's RC Church Community, the Woburn Choir, and the Fundraising Committee. Permanent Secretary Perrin Johnson and staff of the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, MIT, ministers, permanent secretaries, and staff of other ministries and departments, including the Prime Minister's Office and the Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development. Father Ronald Holder, OP, Parish Priest, other clergy, Deacon Tony Joseph, Deacon St. Louis, Father Andrew Bernard, Father Louis, and Father Opuku, the doctors and nurses at the General Hospital, and friends and well-wishers including neighbors of Woburn, Woodlands, Springs, Marian, Calavini, Montjalou, Grand Anse, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Shawnee Tamara Tahira Pascal of Woburn St. George will take place on Wednesday, 26th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at St. Michael the Archangel RC Church, Woburn, and entombment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Cecilia Maria Mitchell Cummings of Mount Cooma Bolio and Mount Gay St. George, who resided in the USA, passed away on Friday, June 30th, 2023, at the age of 67, left to mourn her husband Ignatius Dick Cummings, mother of Desiree, Sean and Mark Cummings, stepdaughter of Claudine Gatt, sister of Gail Bullen-Bourne, Peter Bullen, Euless Gatt Charles, Ralph Gatt, Jerome Gatt and Cheryl Guzman, sister-in-law of Monica Bardwell, Alva, Julian and Andrew Wimmy Cummings, Niroshni Gatt, Bernard Bourne and Pedro Guzman, aunt of Astrid Mitchell, Martina Welch, Kimberly, Imron, Emron and Janice Charles, Alexandra Bourne, Stephen, Kyle, Katie, Charisse, Shanice, Shalise and Shadgat, Stephanie Marcellus, Janicia Morgan and Danielle Douglas, cousin of Brenda Charles, Stanford Redhead, Pamela Corkell, Anthony Redhead, Alistair, Gregory and Elvis Mitchell, Sylvia Joseph, Gino Batiste, Anthony Howard, Lydia Mitchell Thomas, Eslyn Dixon, Judy Renault, Carl Paul, Ricky Frank and Patrice Johnson. Other relatives and close friends including the Mitchell families of Mount Kumar, the Frank and Ventor families of Beaulieu and Boca, the Jerome family of Mount Gay, the Cummings and Purcell families of Lamode, Monica Bailey, Margot Ogilvy, Judlyn Prime, Judy Belfon, Mary Toussaint, Marcia Mitchell, Rosemary Steele, members of the Anglican High School Past People's Association of New York, the Grenada Carriacou and Petite Martinique Nurses Association of New York, the staff of the Brooklyn Hospital PACU and ICU units. The funeral service for the late Cecilia Maria Mitchell Cummings of Mount Kuma Beaulieu and Mount Gay St. George, who resided in the USA, will take place on Wednesday, 26th July at 12 noon. Funeral service will be held at the Beaulieu Roman Catholic Church, and interment will be at the Beaulieu Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Catherine Lucille Frederick of Bellevue St. David, who resided in Canada, died on Saturday, 17th June 2023, at the age of 83. Left to mourn are her 4 children, Landa Taylor in Tobago, Kevin Frederick in Canada, Elvis and Kenny Frederick in Grenada, son-in-law Garvin Taylor in the USA, daughter-in-law Patricia Frederick in Grenada, grandchildren Stefan, Josh and Shane Taylor in Tobago, Ricky Kane in Canada, Shanette Street, Josh Paris, Kimon Ambrose, Malachi Dikoto, Shanique and Ezra Frederick in Grenada. 7 great-grandchildren Kenia and Amari Street, Nathaniel and Alvinique Frederick, Layla and Jel Taylor in Tobago, and Kadeen Ambrose in Grenada. Godchildren Adrian Whiteman, Wendy Ann Sharp, Sherlyn Fletcher Paul, Anne-Marie Wilson and Dexter Bartholomew in Grenada, and Ulrich Celestine in Canada. Other relatives, neighbors, and friends including the Frederick family of Beaton, the Francis family of Apretute, the Batiste family of Rucaine, Miss Florel McQuilkin and Miss Zita Monroe, all in Grenada, Miss Margaret Moraine and family, Miss Jacqueline Kane and family, Miss Sherma and family, Miss Sandra Williams, Miss Leona Hazard, Mrs. Mary Odua and family, the Julian family, all in Canada, and many other relatives, neighbors, and friends in Canada and Grenada. The memorial service for the late Catherine Lucille Frederick of Bellevue St. David, who resided in Canada, will take place on Thursday, 27th July at 1:30 p.m. Service will be held at the St. David's RC Church, Petite Esperance. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Madonna Harford MBE née Bethel of Springs St. George's, retired permanent secretary, former president of the Grenada Trades Union Council and the Public Workers Union, passed away on Friday, 7th July 2023, at the age of 68. She was the daughter of Dennis and Teresa Bethel, both deceased, of Petite Martinique, and wife of the late Basil Anthony Harford, mother of Basil Jr., Shireen, Dana, Anika, and Luan Harford, foster mother of Bridget Logan, grandmother of Evie Twambarima and Joel Nasielski, sister of Eric, Gerard, Norbert, Minervalyn and Lucille Bethel, Gertrude Alexis, and Regina Frank, foster sister of Anthony Belmar, mother-in-law of Isabel Harford, Joshua Nasielski, Dari Twambarima, and Joaquin Schneider. Many nieces, nephews, and cousins too numerous to mention. Many close friends and family, including the Bethel and Desrochers families of Carriacou and Petite Martinique, the Roberts and Belmar families of Montparnasse, Maria Blackman and family, Gloria Payne Banfield and family, Alison Ordean Miller and family, Joseph and Alma Bain and family, and the trade union fraternity both locally and regionally, neighbors and many other close friends, family, and former colleagues. The funeral of the late Madonna Harford, MBE, of Springs St. George, will take place on Thursday, 27th July at 10 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George's, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Glennis Augustine Joseph, also known as El Shaddai, Mr. G and Brother Glenn, of Byland St. Andrew, a well-known taxi driver and vice president of the LeBay Taxi Association, passed away on Thursday, 22nd June 2023, at the age of 68. He was the son of Mary Joseph, husband of Jeanette Joseph, adopted father of Scylla Roberts, grandfather of Shamar, Shamika, and Shamara, brother of Jacqueline Joseph Dufont and Ricardo Joseph in New York, Christopher, Leslie, Andrea, Nicole, and Kester in the UK, uncle of many including Jadona and J.D. Dufont, nephew of Elias Joseph, Maggie Anderson, and Aileen Joseph, father-in-law of Sharm Roberts, brother-in-law of Donald Dufont, Derek Lambert, Peter Jones, Yvette Joseph, Esther Gaston, Mavis Mitchell, and Genevieve Joseph. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including the Joseph and Lewis families, the Adonis and Roberts families of Bylands, the Gilbert family of Sab, Crofton Joseph, Valerie Rameau, Ingrid Joseph, Wayne Alexander, Beryl Frederick, Courtney Bridgman, Alistair and Keith Isaac, Clive Lewis, Dennis King, the Roberts, Quashie and Lagarde families of Carriacou, Pastor Joseph and Emmeline Rayburn and the members of the Mirabeau Faith Tabernacle, members of the LeBay Taxi Association, and friends and neighbors of Bylands, Mirabeau, Sab, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Glennis Augustine Joseph, also known as El Shaddai, Mr. G and Brother Glenn, of Byland St. Andrew, will take place on Friday, 28th July at 11 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Mirabeau Pentecostal Church, and entombment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Albert Francis Forsyth, also known as Sharpo of Bonaire St. Mark, passed away on Sunday, 2nd July 2023, at the age of 72. He was the husband of Vita, father of Marilyn, Jimmy, Carol and Carnisha Forsyth, and Carnisha Lambert in the USA, Carl, Carleen, Taisha, and Chavero in Grenada, grandfather of 24, great-grandfather of 15, brother of many including Rampa, Michael, Trevor, Reynold, Deborah, Claudette, Candy, and Rosalie, brother-in-law of Rose and Geneva, many cousins, other relatives and friends including Maureen, the Forsyth, Mark, and Paul families of Victoria and Grove, and friends and neighbors of Grove, Victoria, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Albert Francis Forsyth, also known as Sharpo, of Bonaire St. Mark, will take place on Friday, 28th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Victoria Roman Catholic Church, and interment will be at the Coast Guard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Jocelyn Pear, née Felix of Harford Village, who resided in the United Kingdom and at Hope City, St. Andrew, passed away on Saturday, July 8, 2023, at the age of 83. She was the wife of Victor Pear, mother of Sandra and Samantha Pear in the United Kingdom, grandmother of Tajani Hibbert and Tyler Pear Brown, great-grandmother of Shemaiah Crossfield, sister of Dr. Edwin Felix in the USA, Margaret James in Grenada, Maria Felix Julian, Yvette Felix, Sarah Felix, and Agnes Felix Sturtevant in Canada, sister-in-law of Bernard Shaka James and Agnes Felix in Grenada, Stephen and Mike in Canada, and Ancilla Felix in the USA. Many nieces and nephews, including Kathy James Lewis, Netto James, Nixon, Rosandra, Krista, and Melanie. Many other relatives and friends, including Dr. Andy Bernard, Cynthia Roberts, Joan and Terence Isaac, Joycelyn James, Dr. Erlin Thomas, David Johnson, Ralda Courtney, Linda Hall, Francis Ruffin, the Felix, Hall, Peters, Gill and Pear families, and neighbours and friends of Hope City, Harfords Village and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Jocelyn Pear, née Felix, of Harfords Village, who resided in the United Kingdom and at Hope City, St. Andrew, will take place on Tuesday, August 1st at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Andrew the Apostle RC Church, Grenville, and interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Rickelson Toussaint, also known as Rick Boy, of River Sally St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, at the age of 20. He was the son of Bilhar Toussaint of River Sally and Rickson Belforn in Canada, brother of Omarion, Majid, Malik, Javel, Jaquan, Alpha in Canada, Kalia, Kyrie, Kylie, Harmony and Melody in Canada. Grandson of Patricia Toussaint Gilbert, Alison Belforn, Danette Mitchell, and Henry Morin. Great-grandson of Maria Charles, Leila Belforn, Patrick Charles, and Raleigh Peters. Nephew of many, including Kizzy Toussaint, Shenna Belforn, Dawn, Hannah, Fikey, Destiny, Jamil Belforn, Daniel, Joel, Jordan, Jordell, and Richardson. Grandnephew of many. Many cousins, other relatives and friends, including Michaela, Nethalie, Devonte and Patsy Toussaint, Salian, Rhonda, Ronald and Jennifer Mitchell, Donna, Carisha, Tama, Sion, Ruel, Quayne, Jady, Krista, the Toussaint, Mitchell and Twine, John, Charles, and Walcott families of River Sally in New York and Canada, the Belforn family of Marley and Plains, the community of River Sally, Plains, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Rickelson Toussaint, also known as Rick Boy of River Sally St. Patrick, will take place on Thursday, August 3rd at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the River Sally RC Church according to Pentecostal rites, and entombment will be at the River Sally Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Clint John Thornhill, also known as Police of Constantine St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 27th June 2023, at the age of 27. He was the son of Carol Thornhill, stepson of Lawson Richards, brother of Anisette, Chatonia, Shireen, Ronetta, Twaint, Shondell, Atiba, and Rondell, grandson of Vida and Twine, uncle of many including Kaloni, Cherise, and Trey, nephew of Nurse Beverly Menz, Indra and Leslie Ann Williams, Trevlyn Batiste, Nadine and Natalia Antwine, Judy Thomas, Veronica James, Nigel Downs, Eddie, Edmund, and Charlton Thornhill. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Kelvin Bubb, Samantha Batiste, Mondell Batiste, Katisha Smith, JJ in St. Martin, Rondell, Ria, the boys of Boca, Vendham, and Sanku, the Thornhill family of Grandons, the Andrews family of Caliste, Nurse Bagwan, the staff of Protection Bakery, the principal and staff of Boca Secondary School, and friends and neighbors of Boca, Constantine, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Clint John Thornhill, also known as Police, of Constantine St. George, will take place on Friday, August 4th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Vendham Pentecostal Church, and interment will be at the Vendham Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Doris Alexis of Marley St. Patrick passed away on Sunday 16th July 2023 at the age of 98. The funeral arrangements for the late Doris Alexis of Marley St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Teresa Regis, also known as Everil of Happy Hill St. George, passed away on Sunday 23rd July 2023 at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Teresa Regis, also known as Everil of Happy Hill St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Marjorie Olive Thomas Hercules of Corinth St. David, who resided in the USA, died on Tuesday, July 18, 2023, at the age of 93. The funeral arrangements for the late Marjorie Olive Thomas Hercules of Corinth St. David, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Irma Sharon Lessie, also known as Yellow and Short Girl, of Upper Capitol Birch Grove St. Andrew, who resided at Tempe St. George, passed away on Wednesday 19th July 2023 at the age of 64. The funeral arrangements for the late Irma Sharon Lessie, also known as Yellow and Short Girl, of Upper Capitol Birch Grove St. Andrew, who resided at Tempe St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Samson Edwards of Central Grove Estate St. John passed away on Monday 17th July 2023 at the age of 94. The funeral arrangements for the late Samson Edwards of Central Grove Estate St. John will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Nellie Cynthia Samuel, also known as Mom, of Herman Road, Moya St. Andrew, passed away on Tuesday 18th July 2023 at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Nellie Cynthia Samuel, also known as Mom, of Herman Road, Moya St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Abraham Alphonsus Lester Andel of Marigot St. John, who resided at Calavini St. George, former manager of RBTT Grenada Limited, Grenada Airport Authority, and Grenada Distillers Limited, passed away on Friday 14th July 2023. The funeral arrangements for the late Abraham Alphonsus Lester Andel of Marigot St. John, who resided at Calavini St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Matthew Destin Courtney, also known as Chupul, of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided at Corinth St. David, Concord St. John, and at the Hillsview Home, passed away on Tuesday 11th July 2023 at the age of 93. The funeral arrangements for the late Matthew Destin Courtney, also known as Chupul, of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided at Corinth St. David, Concord St. John, and at the Hillsview Home, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Joan Lanisha Mark, also known as Norma John, and Mother Norms, of Lamouth St. Patrick, who resided at Coast Guard St. Mark, passed away on Saturday 8th July 2023 at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Joan Lanisha Mark, also known as Norma John and Mother Norms, of Lamouth St. Patrick, who resided at Coast Guard St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Ivor Slocum, also known as Fox, of Laborie St. George, died on Thursday, July 13th, 2023, at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Ivor Slocum, also known as Fox, of Laborie St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Monica Ramona Rouget, also known as Nemna, of Munich St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, 7th July 2023, at the age of 94. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Ramona Rouget, also known as Nemna, of Munich St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Kenton James, also known as Fat Boy, of Duquesne St. Mark, died on Saturday, 8th July 2023, at the age of 46. The funeral arrangements for the late Kenton James, also known as Fat Boy, of Duquesne St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Emmanuel Murray, also known as Rawle and Gopher, of Montrule St. Patrick, passed away on Friday, June 30th, 2023, at the age of 79. The funeral arrangements for the late Emmanuel Murray, also known as Rawle and Gopher, of Montrule St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Agatha Cynthia Noel of Adelphi Birchgrove St. Andrew passed away on Wednesday, 28th June 2023, at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Agatha Cynthia Noel of Adelphi Birchgrove St. Andrew will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Royston Godfrey Jelliso, also known as Red George of Mardi Gras St. David, died on Thursday, 22nd June 2023, at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Royston Godfrey Jelliso, also known as Red George of Mardi Gras St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.